Lily Rose and Tye, congratulations to the both of you. I was watching the movie again this morning. I enjoyed it so much. I honestly have so many questions about the movie, but now that I've seen it twice, I literally want to know what is that blue liquid that you guys are constantly drinking throughout the movie. Lily Rose, I'll start with you. Was it Gatorade? Was it simply just blue flavored water?
You mean what is it like literally or
Yeah,
what?
what is it literally that you guys are drinking on set?
I think it was some like blue tea, like some kind. I mean, there must have been like food coloring in there somewhere, I'm
It was
sure.
tea of some sort, though. You're
It
right.
was some like, wasn't it some like kind of corn tea, blue corn tea or something like that? I remember it having kind of a
You know
corn.
better than me.
I feel like I remember something like a corn like flavor somewhere in there. And then I'm sure it was enhanced with like colors and things like that. But it was definitely safe to be drinking, but I actually don't know exactly what went into it.
That's so funny. Tye, did it turn your lips like or teeth blue or at all or no?
It didn't, but I started peeing blue later.
Yeah, that's the one thing, but you know.
Honestly, you guys drank a lot of it. Well, you know, your characters, Christopher and Sella, truly bring out the best positivity in each other once their emotions truly start to form towards the latter part of the film. And I'm honestly curious, the two of you working so closely together, you know, what's something that you guys learned about each other as a person or as an actor just working together? Lily Rose, I'll begin with you. What is something that you learned just about with working with Tye and Voyagers?
I mean, you know, I think that when you're going to spend this much time with a person, the hope is that, you know, you'll both get along, you know, creatively and also personally, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with this person. And so I was really lucky in that time. I just really got along and you know, formed just like a nice friendship, you know, outside of just having to work together and everything. And so I think that that's always like a nice thing because it, you know, obviously allows for a nice time on set, but also just like a good creative, you know, kind of symbiotic creative relationship where you can feel free to like take risks or try different things or whatever. And I think it's just really important to feel comfortable with your partner. And like I don't know if I don't know what kind of like insane revelation I can say about like some crazy secret about Tye's life, but it's just really interesting to me. Yeah.
He's like, you can't say.
Like, I'm not gonna say that thing, Tye, don't worry. But no, I think of, you know, like Tye is somebody whose work I really admire and who I had admired even before we met and everything. So it was really interesting just getting to see his process and how he approaches, you know, his roles and everything and see him work, you know. He's just
I love that. You know,
Really.
I love that so much. Tye, really quick, you know, what's something that just you learned about yourself as an actor with working with Lily Rose or just as a person?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think you're always learning new things about yourself all the time. You know, you're always, and I think I kind of, you know, just since I've started as an actor, you know, I've always been, I never had any training or went, to, you know, anything like that. I just kind of was like learning hands-on, you know, I was just kind of being thrown into films as a young actor and you just watch everyone around you and you try to pick things up. And I think that that never changes for me. You know, I'm still watching people. And I think Lily is one of those people that, you know, you watch and you learn from. You know, I think she has a great ability to make everyone feel very comfortable and she's everyone likes to be around her and she has like the glue. She's like there were a lot of like, you know, there were a lot of I don't know, we had, you know, 15 principal actors that were all like under the age of 25 on the film. And I think Lily had a super close relationship with everyone. So it's she's kind of like the glue of the cast, you know. So.
Well, I know they're wrapping me. Congratulations on the
love you.
yeah. That's I love how just despite the nature of the film, it seems like you guys had a great time on the set. Honestly, they're wrapping me. I'm a huge fan of you both, Tye. My husband and I watch Ready Player One once a month. We are absolutely obsessed with it and your performance. I don't know if you've seen the Steelbook, but you're actually on the front here and then Parzival's on the back. It's gorgeous.
Very cool.
I love it so much. And Lily Rose, love you guys so much. You look gorgeous, by the way.
So do you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for your time today. I can't wait for fans to see this when it comes out on April 9th. Thank you both so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Well, Finn, this is a huge honor. I love you as an actor. I've probably seen Dunkirk like 20 times. I've seen Voyagers twice now, and honestly, I think I've seen Dunkirk so many times. You just absolutely nailed it with your American accent. I was like so shook. Zach, you know, is such an interesting character. He has such a crazy character arc throughout the movie, and as his emotions come out, he kind of begins to unravel. So I'm curious for you as an actor, how do you relate to play a character like this?
I think the sort of the presiding, the thing. I kind of wanted to get into the psyche of Zach and look at the reasons he was behaving, and he behaves as he does. And I'm a firm believer that feelings of like those kind of outbursts of violence and anger and frustration usually come from a place of fear and sort of pain. And so it was looking at his character, and it also gave me a good in to be able to empathize with him a bit better. You know, you have to empathize with every character you play and really put yourself in their shoes. So I sort of, I think that for Zach, it felt quite clear to me that he really wants, what he wants is connection. He wants to connect with other people, and he craves that kind of support, you know, and safety. And I think he feels very abandoned and let down and scared when he's a child, and those feelings just sort of compress into these feelings of hate over time.
No, I really, really love what you said about just like thinking about where it's stemming from. So I was talking to Tye and Lily Rose about the blue liquid that you guys were drinking on set, because you guys drink a lot of that blue liquid. Lily Rose said it kind of tasted like a corn syrup, maybe with blue dye. Do you remember at all what that blue liquid tasted like when you were filming? Because you guys drink so much of it.
Yeah, it was not the best. I remember it was not the best. It was quite like, I can't remember whether it was sweet or it was kind of, but it wasn't really sweet. It wasn't like drinking like you know, like juice or anything. It was kind of, had a very like strange taste to it. It tasted very chemically. But to be honest, the blue wasn't really a big problem, because it was just like a little shot glass. It was more it was the food. Some of the food some of the food was quite hard to choke down. It was all this futuristic food, and there was a lot of like barley, like pearl barley, with like carrots kind of made into these like bars that were quite stodgy, or like pea bars, like green pea bars, and there was a lot of some of that was a bit tricky. Yeah,
oh my gosh, yeah, there was like that orange like goo, I remember that like the actors were eating. Last question for you. You know, Neil flipped out when he saw this. He said he absolutely loved you in Dunkirk, and you're one of the best actors he's ever worked with. Like I said, I've seen it so many times. I have to ask you a question about it. I mean, what is something that just like when you were, I know this film was filmed back in 2019, and when you were filming Dunkirk in France, you know, what's something that you just learned about working with Christopher Nolan, you know, like that you then apply to your future projects?
I think it's just mainly just the preparation, just making sure that you're completely prepared, and that you really know your stuff before you go in there, because I think that applies to every job, but certainly kind of like the nerves of stepping onto that set, and having it be my first film, and everything else meant I really sort of prepared as much as I possibly could. And so I've sort of taken that away from that.
Yeah, no, I love that. Well, Finn, thank you so much for your time today. I mean, you lead Dunkirk beautifully. I know people have told you that so many times, but I truly love it. And I love Voyagers here. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you stay safe out there. Thank you. Well, Neil, congratulations on this film. I've seen it twice now. I am a huge Divergent fan. I have like so many copies here.
Oh, good.
Yes, I absolutely, and Limitless, like my dad and I watch Limitless all the time. So this is a huge pleasure to be speaking with you today. You know, Divergent is one of my favorites, you know, young romance sci-fi films. And I've seen it so many times. And when I was watching Voyagers again this morning, I'm just curious what you learned about yourself as a director, filming and working on Divergent in Chicago, that you then maybe applied to writing the screenplay for Voyagers. Did it kind of, I just was interested in like, and the similarities between that.
Well, strangely enough, I wrote the screenplay for this, I think, before I did Divergent. I'd written it a while ago. However, you're exactly right, though, because what I did learn from Divergent was, you know, I worked with this crew of this cast of young people in Divergent, you know, really vast, big cast. And that was an amazing experience, because the actors are sort of young and raw and willing to try anything and just so exuberant and so fun also, that when Voyagers came up and was going to happen, I was really excited to assemble a great cast again. And I think we did it. And it's one of the things in both movies, it's one of the things I'm most proud of is that cast. And here we just have, you know, a mate from Tye Sheridan to Lily Rose Depp to Fionn Whitehead. I see you have your Dunkirk poster up there, and he's so good in that, and he's so good here. He's very different here, and
yes, it's an insanely different character, and I can't wait to talk to him about that. Did you film this movie in Romania? Because I vacationed there a couple of years ago, and I was curious when you actually filmed there, and what the experience was like filming there.
We filmed in 2019, and we went to Romania because they have huge sound stages that are as big as anything in Europe. And even in the UK, and we needed big sound stages because we were building. Everything was on set. I mean, there's one scene that's not on stage in Voyagers. So we had this vast build that we were doing, and we needed space, and we found it, and so it was great to do it. We did it in 2019. Wow. And finished it in the middle of last year and all this crazy pandemic. So
yeah. I mean, I know that you have several things coming up. Are you excited to get back to work, post pandemic? I've talked with a lot of, actors and directors during this time. And are you excited? Is it like a nerve-wracking thing?
I am excited. I mean, I've actually been shooting a show called Billions just in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So that's been my kind of, my reintroduction into the world of production. Last year I spent writing. So, finishing this movie and then writing. And so, but yeah, now I just have these various projects that I've got kind of lined up after I finish shooting this TV show. And, I'm really excited. It's great to be working again. And it's incredible to be on set with people who feel like they're all so happy to be back and having a community of people around them.
Yeah, well, thank you for your time today. I really think that Divergent fans are going to love this. I love that you wrote this before you started working on Divergent. And like you said, I love what you spoke about the cast and working with young people. You know what? I'm a huge fan of Tye Sheridan too. My husband and I watch Ready Player One all the time. Yeah. So I mean, what you did here with putting the cast together was fantastic. And I think a lot of young people and other people, everyone's going to love it. Thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Great. Bye-bye.